Hello and welcome to, well, the first thing I'm going to ever do on this channel. This is a model railway review. Now, I don't have as well lit an area for my model trains, so a lot of it's going to be dark. I do apologize when I get to the running section. Also, I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to take the camera over here. As you can tell, that's the weather outside. Garbage. Just garbage today. So yes, I do apologize in advance. But today, we're going to be looking at the 4 ore cars I have from Rapido. Now, I have bought some Rapido stuff in the past. Namely, their UK stuff. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to level with you. Their UK stuff, brilliant! I have some of their, I have their UK 5 and 7 playing cars. And I'm going to tell you right now, I love them. I really do. They're worth every penny. They are literally worth every single penny you could ever have. Worth it. Just for what it is. So, our first car today to look at is the long... I'm going to cover this here. NSC, or... yeah, NSC barrel ore car, long Canadian National. With the number 346574 on the side of the car. And as we can see through the box, yes, this brown does pop out. But also, I'm not a big fan of the brown. It looks more like it was dug out of the ground than it does like something that would catch your eye. So, now we're going to open this car up. The box, at least. And I always do this when I'm going to pull a car out of here. Just so I can keep all the paper and the sticker intact. What are you? Oh, yes. They give you a 100% grade A nerd certified sticker. So this is the car in this kind of really neat looking blister packaging that you pull out of the box. And as you can see, like right here, right in here, and right in here, it's fastened in. And it's done in this way so you don't confuse the orientation. Now we pull this. I'm going to tip this. And you get this plastic sheeting on it. Get this really nice, like, plastic sleeve that helps keep it nice. Stay put. So, what I am going to do is, keeping the box in the same orientation that I pulled it out in, I'm going to seal it shut, keeping a hold of all the stickers. I'm going to slide this all back in here and close this back up. Now we can look at the car itself. And to be honest, this has got a nice weight to it. It's one of those you have to feel it to believe it. And I'm going to be honest, the detail on this, oh my god. They have all the hosing and the correct extra gearing for it. We have the top discharge wheels, I believe these are called. Here are the discharge chutes underneath. Flip this around like this. It feels so nice to hold. Oh my god. There are printings here. This is tiny, too tiny to read. My eyes are crap. They've got all that. This is all just so crisply painted on. Just, it's so awesome looking. And to be honest, I really feel like this is an ore car worth having for a model railroader. Now, are there some cons? I'm gonna be honest. This is a very free-rolling car. And, I mean, yes, that's a positive, but my layout has a bit of a downhill slope for right now. Until I could get it onto a proper table where there's no downhill sloping and where I could actually run around my train safely. This guy being a free runner can be a problem. And even today, even if you have everything nicely done, this thing could still go wee. See, look, Q Thomas Runaway theme here. Also, the way that it's shaped, I'm gonna level with you. I like the barrel design. Makes it much more efficient for loading and unloading, right? But here's the thing. Not everyone's gonna take a liking to these. And that is a downside. I understand. But you wanna know something? That's the beauty of model railroading. The downside for one person, maybe these things, could be somebody else's upside. I like them personally. But another thing I really feel is that just having two different sizes, whether they want, you have one long, one short, it almost feels like that's two choices too many. And this is the same thing with the real railroad, not Rapido. Because Rapido's only making what you can actually see, like, in Canada today, in the here and now. So, like I said, having the short guy alongside the long guy could be very detrimental to the railroad. And to be honest, it's a flaw I see kind of with, like, the whole thing as an idea. Even in the real one, and I'm criticizing the real one more than I'm criticizing the model. The model is fine. The options they give you are great. I'll show off the rest of the deliveries out of the box and run them as a small freight train behind, I don't know, my Federer Challenger maybe. But what I really feel is that this long car is nice on its own. Now, maybe they should have marketed it more like the long freight cars are for mainline trains, whereas okay, I really feel like there's another big problem. Like I said, I feel like these are both the short one here that my first thumb is on, and then this long guy here. I feel like they're both categorized for the main line. And yes, they are used on mainline trains, but I really feel like Rapido should have categorized this for, like, mainline trains, whereas the smaller guy here, this should have been more for branch lines. And in all honesty, I really feel like this whole thing was a missed opportunity. Also, I kind of feel like it was mislabeled. Now, I'm not saying that they did a wrong here. What I'm saying is, I mean, it's even going back to criticizing the real railroad for a minute. These smaller ore cars are for smaller loads, so for more home loads where they need to be. Whereas, like, the longer ones are for more long distance, heavy freight trains. I'm gonna be honest. The two sizes are good, but I feel like they're good for different things. This guy's more for, like, really short lines, like maybe 8 to 20 mile short lines. This one's more for, like, 3 to 500 mile short lines. But and be a little wavy, and if you have steel mills on the main line that don't need as much ore, then you can use these shorter ones for mainline trains. But I really feel like you're going to get more mileage for mainline out of the longer guy here than you are out of the shorter guy up front. Now, we got 2 more liveries to look at. Come on. And I'm gonna go over kind of why I prefer these guys to the brown livery. Good. So, first up, we get this Ontario Northland green ore car. And to be honest, I prefer green because it kind of shows like what ore kind of like ore oxidized kind of looks like, or kind of like a copper ore oxidized. You get this sort of nice green color. It really, really pops. Whereas the brown, they feel more like, I don't know, dirt, earth, rock. It feels more like they were pulled from like a gravel quarry, or you know, a new mine where they're trying to get, you know, a specific type of dirt for like soil service. What is soil service? Soil service is essentially, how do I say it? It's like a farmer service, where like certain soils are good for growing crops. The brown just feels like that. Whereas this guy feels more like it came out of here. And now we move on to the last ore car in this look. So, what are my final thoughts on the ore cars? I'm going to go out on a limb and say I like them, but I would be very careful. If you want the long ones and you have a good main line, go for it. If you want the short ones and you have a good short line, go for it. I will put in the caveat of if you have a steel mill on your short line that takes in bulk quantity ore trains, then I would have a handful of the big ones. If you're on a main line and you have a steel mill that doesn't require as much ore, I would go for the short ones, honestly. To be completely fair to both sides, they're good for their respective jobs. Now, with that said, that one little thing about them, I feel like they were marketed for the main line, but they have 2 different uses, is the one thing in my book at least that holds them back. I'd like to know what your opinions are down below. But I'm not sure. So, I gotta quit doing that. So, I would like to hear your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this matter? Do you prefer long ones to short ones? Do you prefer a mix? Do you prefer short ones to long ones? Or do you prefer the old style or Janies, or or even a little bit bigger ore cars? Or do you just prefer using regular hoppers for ore? sound off down below, please. Put your comments into that goods warehouse known as the comment section. I will look at these and I will respond to a few. Now, if they're dumb ones like, oh, you only like the short ones because you have a short one, that's not gonna be answered. Like, why do I like the short ones? I feel like it's all a game of chance and roulette with your freight trains and freight cars and coaches. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you for watching my first review. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!